All right. So we're on to number 2 for On the River Gran among the Quadi. Whatever this is that I am, it is flesh and a little spirit and an intelligence. Throw away your books. Stop letting yourself be distracted. That is not allowed. Instead, as if you were dying right now, despise your flesh. A mess of blood, pieces of bone, a woven tangle of nerves, veins, arteries. Consider what the spirit is. Air, and never the same air, but vomited out and gulped in again every instant. Finally, the intelligence. Think of it this way. You are an old man. Stop allowing your mind to be a slave, to be jerked about by selfish impulses, to kick against fate and the present, and to mistrust the future. That's the end of it there. So it sounds like here Marcus, or should we call him Mr. Aurelius, is really contending with just life. What is he? Who am I? Who are you? These types of questions. Very existential questions. Looking at, what comes to mind is just the fact that, what is a brain? And they knew nothing of the science as we know it today. But the brain is us. But we are the brain. I am the brain. The brain is me. But it just controls this meat puppet, is what he's getting at here. And so the body is, in a sense, not him. I don't. I'm trying to think what he's getting at here. I think this line is interesting. Consider what the spirit is. Air, never the same air, but vomited out and gulped in again every instant. So I think he's getting to just who you are. Not that it's fleeting, but there's always a chance to be somebody new. There's nothing set in stone about it. It's air. It can flow. It's malleable. I think what he's getting at. Sorry if I keep saying that. And it says, you are an old man, so maybe he's writing this in his older years. Stop allowing your mind to be a slave, to be jerked about by selfish impulses, to kick against fate in the present, and to mistrust the future. I think it's really just getting at live your life and be who you are in really simple terms. He's obviously put it a lot better than I just did there, but I think he's just getting at that we have one chance on this earth. We have one body, but our mind and who we are can change, and it's also it or us. There's only one of us and there's only one of me, and just to embrace that, I think, fully, that because when I view myself, I don't know if I know I'm not the same person I was, even last week or 10 years ago, 20 years ago. who I am can change. But 20 years ago and 10 years ago and 5 years ago and last week, I thought the same that I do now, that I'm me. I am me. It's hard to define me. Perhaps that's what he's getting at. How does one define themselves on an ongoing basis through all the trials and tribulations of life, and as that definition continuously changes without us even really acknowledging it? Well, no, not so much. I think what he's saying is to acknowledge it and embrace it. But these changes happen to us, not necessarily with full control, just as we go about life and interact with other people. It's natural to slowly, and sometimes very fast, change who you are, but to acknowledge these changes, to come back and to reassess it, and to be mindful of who am I, who do I want to be, where am I heading in this way that I just exhibited myself. Is that something that I, when he says like let out the air and gulp it back in, or vomit it out and put it back in, is the way that I just vomited that out and vomited out who I am to the world? Do I want to swallow up all that vomit again, or do I want to only suck up 99.99% of it and leave that little chunk there on the sidewalk? This is a kind of a crude way of viewing it, but I can. It's true. Like, you give your all and you put your everything out into the world, and then you take it all back in and you reassess, and then you do it again, and you gulp it down again, and you keep going, and that's life. And I think that's what he's getting at. Like when he gets to the point, like selfish impulses kick against fate in the present, mistrust the future. You don't always have to. You always have to do those things. You can choose what you take in to digest again, to redigest, I suppose. Or you can take it all in and redigest it and vomit out something different next time. I think that's what he's getting at. But thanks for listening, and let me know down in the comments what you vomited out lately, and did you swallow it all back up, and what are you gonna spill it onto the sidewalk next time?